City. What's in the box? Let's see. Oh, it's a heavy one. That will be all the card stock that's in it. This is the back. Let's pop its cherry. There, with a stroke of my knife, I have just taken off a quarter of its resale value. Pulling the lid off. The first thing we see is all the sprues for the miniatures. The little one is Radukar the Wolf. Having a sprue all to himself shows he was designed to be sold separately. This big sprue is of Radukar's more important minions. This sprue is also sold separately, branded as Radukar's Court, and for the extraordinary price of £80 too. That's mad money for a little bit of plastic. These two bone-coloured sprues are for the heroes. Not sure why they are split across two sprues. On the smaller sprue there seems to be all the ogre and dwarf bits. I wonder if at some time they will also be sold separately. The last two sprues hold all of the baddie minions. Zombies, skellies and swarms. These sprues are duplicates. Right, so that is all the miniatures. We'll just lift off this divider to see what else we have in there. So this half of the box contains all of the other elements for the game. Rule books, counters and cards. Oh, and bases for the minis. I will put that with the sprues. This is the dice for the game. A lot of standard D6 dice, one standard D12 dice. It is unusual for GW to use any dice but a D6. Also we have some D6, D8 and D12 with non-standard markings specific to this game. Now we have a bundle of books wrapped in plastic. The back one will be the assembly instructions for the minis. This here is a little plastic bag holding a bunch of card decks of different sizes. Then we have a stack of cardstock for all the counters and floor plans. This is where most of the box's weight is. Finally we have a bundle of resealable bags. That's a very thoughtful inclusion for keeping all of your cards and counters well organised and not lost. That's the big overview. Let's take a close look at each element. At this time, let me say I only purchased this box for the minis really. I am looking to use these minis for Mordheim and Warhammer Fantasy Battles. As I mentioned in my other video about alternative uses for Cursed City miniatures. We're not wanting the game itself. I'm a little bit tempted to resell the elements for the game on eBay. But if I do that, I probably should not pop them out of the plastic hymens though, in order to preserve their virginity. Then again, what kind of unboxing video would not thrust deep into the box contents? Okay, just for you, I will keep busting off all this plastic. Perhaps I'll play this game myself anyway. Let's dig into these cards then. The big ones here seem to be reference cards for all the game entities. Radukar the Wolf, etc. Different profile on the back. The last big card seems to be a place for holding some counters. This is a very small stack of very little cards. No idea what they are for yet. Another stack of cards about the same size as regular playing cards. Yet another stack here. And finally a big stack with its own plastic wrap. Let me just get that off. Some of these seem to be for map generation, others for random encounters. These at the back don't seem to be for anything. Let's dig into the books. On top is the cool rules of the game. Nice, full colour, quite slim, so it should not be too hard to learn. Now we have quest book. This will hold rules for specific missions, I guess. Okay, now we have war scrolls. This will be reference cards for using these miniatures in Age of Sigmar. I have no interest in that, but you may do. Ooh, now we have mystery envelope for opening when the game is completed. I won't spoil by opening that. Lastly, we have the assembly instructions. Let's get into that cardstock now. We have 5 very thick looking sheets. That looks nice. The top sheet is all counters, including that clock face thing. Let's see how they pop out. Ooh, they come out very easily. Nice. One issue you can sometimes get with board game card counters is that they do not pop out cleanly. But that piece came out very cleanly despite the thickness of the card. Look at the stiffness on the clock. That is not bending at all. This cardstock is looking like very high quality indeed. Durable. Don't know what this long bit is. Some kind of ruler maybe? Let's pop out the rest. I guess these are wound counters. The remaining 4 sheets just have floor plans and a few counters. Double-sided, but no duplicates. Again, they all pop out very cleanly. I am genuinely impressed with the quality of the cardstock. But I better tidy this all up into bags, because I don't want to lose them. I will put the game stuff back in the box, but leave out the sprues so that I can work on them later. Whenever I do an unboxing, I always like to assemble at least one mini and compare it in size to other miniatures. This unboxing is no exception. I think I will assemble Radukar since he's on a sprue all by himself. This will make it easier to find his bits than the other ones. You can see as I clip him from the sprue, the wacky way GW now slices up minis into bits for the sprue. This is done to maximise the detail and minimise the number of separate pieces while respecting the zero tolerance for undercuts that steel moulds have. I sort of doubt the masters are sliced up by human eye alone. I guess an AI or at least a computer program is responsible for this slicing. I should check the assembly instructions, but since he is push fit, presumably I can backtrack if I mess up, so I'll just wing it. There we go, it took a few attempts, but that is more or less how he goes together. This is just a casual assembly. I've not cleaned off the flash or used any cement. I will do all that later off camera. We just want to get a rough idea of how big he is. And I can tell you he's a big boy indeed. Look at this Steel Legion squaddy next to him to underscore that this game is not on some different scale than the Warhammer 40k model. Here is the same squaddy up against one of the heroes. You can see they are the same. Radukar is almost ogre-sized in comparison. In fact, look at him next to an orc war boss. War boss, mind, not a knob, a war boss. Radukar is even bigger, or at least taller. Not sure what to make of a vampire so physically large. Vamps are made, not born, and generally come from human stock. Perhaps Radukar has a more ogreish origin, or did becoming a vampire caused him to grow in size somehow. In later videos I may assemble and paint up this lot. Perhaps I'll play the game a bit too. If you are tempted to buy in after watching this video, then do please use the links in the description for some great discounts on the list price. Also, if you only want single models from the box, then no doubt they will be selling on eBay for years to come, and I have a link in the description for that too. Check it out. Well, I hope this video has been interesting. If so, do please sub, like and share. You could also watch this fun little video here for some ideas as to the alternative uses for these miniatures and a breakdown of their relative value for money. Bye!